natural resources, then our mission is to
Hello, can everyone hear me? I can speak issues joining this call, or just have to um, so this is John 1 to 10. And since the keynote speaker go to the panel
hello everyone. I'm very sorry I have network issues. That's why I suddenly switch off. Okay, let me continue. Our objectives are to promote food security through sustainable agriculture, to valorize and reduce existing waste, and promote eco-friendly activities in the environment. We also create income generating opportunities, mostly for the youth and women. Please, I would like to go to the next slide. Okay, thank you so much. Our, ac- our activities, I would like to go now to our activities, and what we mainly carry out is sustainable urban agriculture. And in this technique, we can say sustainable urban agriculture is an emerging practice that involves the cultivation of vegetables and other fruit crops and the rearing of animals within the city limits using techniques that are environmentally friendly and socially responsible. Eco-friendly generation has engaged in urban gardening and rearing of local fowls. We collect we collect waste plastic bottles and buckets that and old tires that pollute our environment and repurpose them to do gardening. We also we practice horizontal and vertical gardening to make efficient use of space. We grow medicinal plants, vegetables, nuts, fruit trees in this repurpose waste materials to reduce waste that pollutes our environment. Please, I would like to go to the next slide. Please, I would like to go to the next slide. So far, we have collected about 5,000 and 50 old car tires for the past 9 months and propose them to do gardening of vegetables, medicinal plants, and fruit trees. Yeah, we equally collect organic household waste and prepare compost manure. And we work in partnership with WIGMA, and we visited a primary school that a class 6 primary school here in Bamenda, and through them we teach them vegetable gardening and also environmental education. Ecofish has also raised 1,500 local fowls to collect their dropping and use it as fertilizer in the garden. And we collect about 85 kilograms of our dropping. Ecofish measures 75 kilograms of soil and mix it with 30 kilograms of hot droppings to cultivate plants such as lettuce, cabbage, spices, and artemisia. The vegetables generate an income of 350,000 francs annually. We, we grow in repurposed plastic tires to limit disease spread and attacks. We also nurse in repurposed plastic bottles to reduce disease spread. We collect pests like snails to do snare farming, and snails are very nutritive and good food for everyone. Also, looking at the management of our local fowls, we in we collect we use medicinal plants such as artemisia and extract the juice. We also use aloe vera and purple leaves to treat our beds, because we do this because we want to avoid the use of chemicals. That is what we love growing organically. We have equally worked with please in the next slide. We have equally worked with ID Planet, who came and who visited us and learned about waste management in an urban garden. So after learning, they collected data and to promote environmental awareness and environmental awareness and, and environmental awareness and pollution. So far, Ecofish has worked in collaboration with Kamji and have nursed 2,000 pepper seedlings and planted in partnership to build an agroforestry in Agua, West Region of Cameroon. We've also worked in partnership with Wigma and supply them with fresh vegetables. These vegetables are sold and the profit is shared. We take part of our profit and we take part of our profit to run EcoFresh, our organization, and also to motivate workers or our staffs. We teach young people, we also teach young people who live around our demonstration site how to take care of the environment and make healthy food. We do this with young people because we know that it is the best start in their life at their early years, and we help them in an eco-friendly lifestyle. We have also participated in the celebration of the International Youth Day with other organizations like ID Planet, Wigma, and other young people organized by Kamji. We shared our good practices with more than 200 young people for 2 days to modern skills and build a sustainable community during the International Youth Day. Now, I would like to go now to the strengths and weaknesses. So, while carrying out these activities, our strength included use of indigenous practice and knowledge, availability of resources, and also willingness of young people to learn, while our weaknesses were the insufficient space, lack of didactic material to facilitate training, and lack of funding to expand to other areas of the community. When carrying out these activities, some of the opportunities that we realize and also the community realize were availability of resources, since plastics waste can easily be found and gotten, and also the open door for many, and this activity open door for many green jobs, offer better city designs and conserve biodiversity. Food is made available and accessible, and we through this urban gardening, bring people are brought closer to nature and fight climate change. It has also helped to reduce the transportation costs and hence cutting down the green gas emission. Since we use plastic bottles, the production of new virgin materials for urban gardening will be reduced. Our threats, going into our threats, we face some challenges like climate change, plant disease, and death. Thank you for your wonderful, thank you for your keen attention, and I'm open up to answer any questions available.
feel any issues connecting or proceed and people can be um, so I'll just put the panelists and firstly, I would love to ask, what are your current projects? Working on current. So first, you can hear me.
Please, I can't hear you clearly. I need to phone.
You look at it. I can't even use your mic. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you.
Aliu, look at me. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
All right.
Can I go on?
Get my question. Yeah, you can proceed.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, and I'm really glad for you to give me this opportunity to come and speak on sustainable finance. So we can dwell on climate impact or sustainable projects without going back to the problem that arises from the climate actions. So looking at sustainable project or sustainable financing or financing sustainability projects. So we have to go back to why are we investing in sustainable projects? Because the impact of climate activities, we can see basically under sustainability, we have to classify it into three. We have the environmental impact, we have the social impact, and we have the government policy. Looking at the environmental impact or environmental challenges that will now draw investment into sustainable projects, we'll be looking at under the financial or environmental impact. We'll be looking at renewable energies, energy efficiency, green building, clean transportation, forest preservation, investment in climate change adaptation. So looking at the social impact, we'll be looking at urban infrastructure, climate resilient agriculture, climate friendly agribusiness, value chain, and information support system. So when we are saying all over the world, people are clamoring that we should go back, we should invest in climate, we should go into sustainable projects, we should renew, we should start recycling to save the land. So investment in environmental issues like the likes of biodiversity conservation, sustainable financing practice is embedding into both risk management and investment. So let's now go to Africa. Coming down to Africa, sustainable green projects in some part of Africa, we have the SAP 032, the local climate adaptive living facility. This happens according to the World Bank investment that promotes sustainable development and climate goals have increased by 34% over the past 2 years, and amounting to some 39 trillion US dollars. This is amazing. So Africa, West African countries face a tension between the need to expand their electricity supply and fossil fuel intensity. Recently, in my country, there have been a lot of transition into electrical transportation, where we have buses, train going electric. So this kind of transition in Nigeria, we have Nigeria Energy Transition Plan. But the problem we have in Africa is that we have a lot of framework, but we don't put them into practice. And when we take the last budget, the president presented the last budget, and there was the fund allocated to climate projects. We are just few. We only have research, and a lot of research has been done, but we don't have fund to put into this research for them to come into emergence. So what's the effect of transitioning into sustainable energies and sustainable projects? We can go into sustainable projects by we practicing organic food, renewable energy, gardening, landscape and biodiversity, low carbon transport, clean water, recycling. On organic food, industrial agriculture, farms, animals, and nature through the use of pesticide, artificial fertilization, genetically modified crops. You can make a difference by promoting sustainable food options. And in Africa, our agricultural sector is one of the beautiful industry that we have. So we can work with local farmers to allow farmers to allow citizens to buy bags with organic, local, and sustainable food. We can work with all these cultures to introduce more vegetarian, organic, local, fair trade, and vegan meals and drinks. We can donate leftover food from parties. And on the renewable energy sector, the burning of fossil fuels pollute the air and contribute to global warming. Time to get rid of this ancient energy source and use energy more efficient. So let's now go to effect of sustainable energies. Sorry guys, I have a lot of materials here, so trying to get them together. So the effects go as thus. The element of sustainable finance, as I said earlier. So we now go to the after citing all these points, so let's go to the barriers to the progress. African has been trying, we have the framework, but implementation is our problem. So what are the barriers to the progress of sustainable finance? We have to lay emphasis on short-term financial performance over longer-term sustainability considerations. We have lack of consensus on what green or sustainable companies, projects, or activities. We have lack of demand from customers and clients. Sustainable finance is the systematic integration of environmental, social, governance factors in financial decision-making assets. Reasons to practice sustainable finance. 1, it's better financial performance, increased profit, access to new opportunities, reduced risk of loss, strengthen brand reputation, and meeting customer expectations. So on this, with these few points, I also submit to listen to other speakers to drop their own view on sustainable projects in West Africa. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Aliu. Nana, are you on this call? Nana, can you hear me? Nana, can you hear me? Nana, can you hear me? Chioma, Nana, can you hear me? Chioma, are you on this call? All right, I'll just have to proceed. So thank you very much, Ali.
Hello, I'm on the call. Hi.
All right.
Hello.
All right, so please can you just kindly share about your perspective concerning Sustainable Green Project, your current actions you're taking currently as a project, either as individual or in your organization?
Okay, so I already introduced myself. Nice to meet everyone. So I'm in the fashion industry, in the fashion space, and we're using technology for small batch manufacturing. Essentially, what the fashion industry, I'm sure everybody in the room has like an idea of the damage that fabric and textiles go to the environment, and it's in large like clusters. and which all consummate and fashion industry being the third most environmentally damaging industry in the world. And one of the main problems, or one of the main concerns, is the issue of overproduction and waste management. Uh, Globally do not sell at their full prices in store. 30% end up 30% end up in landfills, 30% are sold in discounts. Fast fashion is built on the bedrock on the foundation of large numbers, low prices, labor exploitation, which ultimately leads to um, damage, waste, environmental damage, overconsumption, and for businesses themselves, they deal with concerns like excess inventory. A lot of it increases the barrier of entry for fashion businesses and keeps, makes it hard for the small players who are the actual sustainable brands, the small producers, the small batch manufacturers, makes it hard for them to scale or to access market due to the competition from fast fashion brands and their low prices. So what we do is that we have designed technology for small batch manufacturing that essentially allows businesses to produce in smaller quantities at seasonal pieces, not t-shirts, so like actual garments and dresses from smaller quantities by partnering and working with tailors who work in small production hubs and silos. And we use digital technology to turn this uh, so we use digital technology to turn this ecosystem into sort of a digital factory where the brands can manage their production even if it's spread out across several like smaller clusters. What we hope to achieve with this in the long term is manufacturing. What we hope to achieve in the long term is a way to manufacture without actually mass producing. And because it's produced in smaller silos, customization, price sensitivity, and it gives a whole lot more flexibility to the garment manufacturing process. I hope that there are any, yeah, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. For Matthias, Ide, or Gislin, if you're still on this call. So this is a panel discussion session, and I'll be asking various questions. So I just want everyone to go like 2 minutes each. So first, I'll be asking this question: what specific criteria should a project meet to be considered truly sustainable and green? Because there are a lot of projects taken and carried out by youths and are not efficiently done with enough knowledge, enough research before projects are being carried along, before proper planning. So what specific criteria should a project meet to be considered truly sustainable and green? Not just taking actions, but truly considered sustainable and green. What are the special criteria? So you can start first, then the next panelist, and finally Ghislaine.
Okay, thank you so much for this question. According to my own knowledge and notion, for a project to be considered as sustainable, we need to first of all consider the social, the economic, the social and the economic and the cultural aspects of the project. And also we need to take into consideration the management of resources such as air, land, and water, which are the natural resources. We need to take into consideration how we manage them without preventing or depleting or causing harm to the environment, which will prevent the future generation from using the natural resources. I mean, those are the key things. I think those are the key things I think they can be good when implementing a sustainable project.
All right, thank you very much. For Ali, what are your comments concerning that?
Okay, thank you. Coming from the finance aspect, for a finance person or a financial institution to fund a sustainable project, we'll be looking at 5 pillars. We have the project must be defined, a selection process, the monitoring process, the reporting process, and the verification process. If a sustainable project or a framework can outline these basic 5 pillars, so it can be funded. When we are talking about definition, this includes the framework development. This is a formal document attached to a sustainable finance product, which outlines the use of proceeds and the product sustainability characteristics and requirement for the potential investors. And when we are talking about the selection goes as thus. The project selection process ensures projects are evaluated and selected in accordance with the project definitions. That's the selection. And after that, we have the monitoring. This concerns the traceability and monitoring of funds raised for the project. Reporting. This involves transparency towards investors and markets regarding sustainability impact. So, and this reporting, we have to outline the financial status must be published annually. The list of asset and project finance along with the allocated amount, brief description, achieve expected impact, assumptions applied in calculations. And then you have the verification. The verification, this is an external review by an independent environmental or social expert aimed at verifying the sustainability of projects. So with this outline points, if a project can go through this 5 process, I don't think there's any way the project will not perform or do what it's meant to do to the community at large. Thank you.
For that breakdown from specific 5 pillars that are very necessary before the project are carried out. All right, because of our time, we have over like 7 minutes before the next session. I think that'll be session 11. And I can also share your comments concerning that. Though Ali was based on strategic plans which it can carry out. What do you think are the specific criteria that a project should consider to be truly sustainable and truly green? All right, over to you, Nana. Nana, are you still on this call?
Are
Nana,
you referring to me, please?
Yes, referring to you.
Okay. Yes, I am. I am.
Okay.
Apologies. I didn't get the question. Could you please repeat?
All right. I said what's according to your view, your perspective, your experience, and how you've dealt in the green space, what are your specific criteria that a project should meet or should be considered before you can call that project truly sustainable and truly green?
I would say impact. The projected impact and using facts and figures. Every sustainable project has to be research heavy. The time that is spent on actually developing the projects and validating their and actually researching to see if your solution is actually viable is very important. I think my colleague has already mentioned a few of the methodologies and extensions. I'm not going to go over that again. However, I think that sustainable projects should also prioritize inclusivity and to climate justice is a key fundamental part of the topic. The most affected individuals, women, people in Africa, people in the developing countries, disabled persons. These projects that are sustainable, that would qualify to be green, to prioritize these groups and essentially um, for a better greener world, accessibility should be paramount. It should be reflected in every stage of the process, from migration to validation to research to even receiving funding. And yeah, this is my opinion.
All right, thank you very much for that. Finally, because of our time, this will be the last question. I hope you can still all hear me clearly. This will be the last question. And also to Ghislaine, Aliu, and to Chioma also. So in the format. So what are the most significant environmental and social benefits that sustainable green projects can offer to the community? That's your specific country, either Nigeria or Ghana or Cameroon, then to the West Africa country, then to the Africa continent, then to the world at large. What are the most specific, significant environmental and social benefits that sustainable green projects can offer? All right. You can start, or Ghislaine or Chioma, before we round off this session. Aliu, can you hear me? Okay.
Excuse me, can you take the question again? I don't think I heard you clearly.
All right. What are the most significant environmental and social benefits that any green project can offer to the communities, from the local community to the whole global, to the planet? What are the most significant environmental and social benefits that this project can offer?
Thank you. That's a good question. So, to the world at large, for when we are saying something is sustainable, it's something that can last for a long period of time and it can be recycled. So, and to me, the specifics would be that if the projects align infrastructure planning, unleash innovation, ensure fiscal sustainability, reset the financial system, rethink development finance, and empower city government. A sustainable project should be something that will be economically friendly, and it will create inclusion where the local, the international, the poor, the rich can access it, and it will be safe for everybody living in the head. So that's me. That's for me. Thank you.
All right, thank you for that brief and concise answer to that. Chioma, what about you? What are your perspective concerning what green project can offer to both the local community and the global community?
I think green projects should offer alternatives to the status quo. They should take into consideration local context and essentially longevity. Green projects should be designed for long-term futuristic. It include elements of future thinking and foresight, and it's very important for social and community benefits to be included locally and on a wider scale. Circular economy is also is very key. The world is secular, right? And it's only natural for the technologies, manufacturing techniques, our innovation to also take into consideration how to design projects that start somewhere and can, end at the point of starting again to go into continuous cycles, because that's like the very nature of our existence here. That's my opinion. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that response. I think one of the major key words there is the longevity, where it can impact generations to come, and that is even one of the major reasons why the West Africa Sustainability Week is holding, not just to share our current actions amongst each other and just collaborating, but also to drive in youths the more reasons why sustainability is very important. And if we do not take actions, there are very dire consequences that will follow. So thank you very much, Ali. Thank you very much, Ghislaine, and thank you very much, Chioma. Right now, would be having I think 5 to 10 minutes break before session 11 commence. I think the moderator is not yet on the call, but should be here soon. And the other speaker, I can see you, Christopher, would be going on a very short break before the moderator takes over session 11. Thank you very much once again, Ghislaine, Chioma, and Ali. Have a beautiful day.